Well, I hope you're able to be here on Sunday as we talked about the immutability of God. In fact, these last couple Sunday mornings to me have been really powerful times of worship. They've just been almost extraordinary to me in some ways because I think it has to do with just the subject matter that we are trying to come to a better understanding of who God is. And you'll remember on the first Sunday when we began this journey on the doctrine of God, we talked about the immensitas, that God just is. And this past Sunday, we've talked about His immutability, that God's perfect, that God never changes. And these are just some powerful truths that I want to make sure that we place deeply in the soil of our lives so that we can deepen those roots, so we can continue to grow and prosper and be the people that God's called us to be, spiritually and in every other way. Well, while you're watching this video today, as we sent it out this week, I've actually already boarded an airplane and I've made my way to West Africa. Cindy and I, along with several other people in our church, are going to spend these next couple of weeks in West Africa. And we're going to be working with Ben and Melissa, the couple that our church sent to work there. And we'll be out in the village where we have established a work and where the gospel is bearing fruit. And we are helping people there come to a better understanding of who God really is. Now, it's always a challenging trip. In fact, in this particular place where we go, we stay out in the villages and sleep on the ground at night, and there's cattle and goats and sheep and chickens all through the village, and the roosters crow all night long. I don't know what it is with these West African roosters, but they don't recognize the sun coming up. They just crow, excuse me, all night long. And anyway, it's just an interesting time. In fact, a few years ago, we were there, and one night we were getting ready to leave. It was the last night in the village, and so Cindy said, well, let's lay out under the stars and just look up at the night sky here in Africa. And it really is incredible. In fact, that night, I think we counted 11 shooting stars. I mean, it was just like this unbelievable display of the glory of God. And those of you who know Cindy, you know that she has a strong calling to West Africa. And she looked over at me and she said, you know, I could live here. And I said, man, my back hurts from laying on this ground. And so that's kind of how it is when we're there together. I'm dealing with the challenges of just reality, and Cindy's just enamored by the whole experience and just loves what's taking place. But anyway, just want to ask you to pray for us and pray for our work there. It really is incredible what God is doing. We're going to be baptizing some new believers. And one of the things I'm most excited about, and I hope I'll be able to give you a good report about when I come home, is that we now have enough believers in one of those villages to actually launch a church. And so that's what I hope I'm going to be doing while I'm there with them. So just pray for us in that regard. One of the things that we're going to talk about while I'm there, though, is God and what we really believe about God and what does the Bible say about God. And so I'm going to be talking about some of these very same things with these new believers in West Africa that I've been talking about with you. And as I mentioned to you on Sunday morning, this next Sunday we're going to look at this third truth in our series, that God is personal. And I've already preached that message, and I'm grateful for Daryl and Anthony and this whole crew. They have videotaped that sermon, and we'll be able to watch it on Sunday morning. And as I will share with you the truths about the relational quality of God's character, that He really does love us, and He wants to know us. He wants us to know Him, to walk with Him and live our lives before Him. So I'll miss you while I'm gone, but I hope that I'll return a little bit tired, maybe with a sore back, but also refreshed, excited, not only about what's happening in West Africa, but also about what's happening here in Arlington. So God bless you. I love you, and I'll see you when I get back.